Okay, preparing for live stream, and now we are live sa aking YouTube channel. And if ever hindi ninyo para ma-access ninyo pala, no, if ever mawala kayo and you preferred to watch the live discussion na lang, this is the link, no, this is the link of our live discussion. Chat na lang nako, wait lang. So let's start our discussion about logic statements and quantifiers. So this will be the part one of our part one of logic discussion for this final term. So again, the main reason bakit ko inuna yung logic compare sa linear programming is that again, medyo mahirap konti linear programming because medyo mahaba yung steps or process. And gusto ko siya ituro the week before the exam para fresh pa sa inyong mind. Yeah, para fresh pa sa inyong brain cells, no? Ang discussion about linear programming. Pag-abot sa exam, dali na niyo siya ma-recall. So let's start with logic statements and quantifiers. So what are the learning objectives this afternoon? At the end of the lesson, you will be able to define a logic. Also, you will be able to define simple statement and compound statement. Also, you will be able to determine the different truth values of conjunctions, disjunctions, conditional and biconditional, and another also create truth value tables. So yan yung learning objectives natin this afternoon or evening. Now, let's have a short history. Yeah, let's have a short history about this logic, no? So we have I don't know how to pronounce his first name at pati rin yung last name niya, but some people or some mathematician called him Leibniz. Some mathematician also called him Leibniz. So yeah, it's depende na yan sa inyo kung paano yung proper pronunciation na kanyang name. So we have got Fred Wilhelm Leibniz or Leibniz. He is one of the mathematicians to make a serious study of symbolic logic. Also, he advanced the study of logic from philosophical subject to formal mathematical subject, but never completely achieved this goal. Now, if ever you have encountered logic already, no, when you were, as minor subject ninyo, I don't know if nana mo subject na logic sa college na, but yan ay philosophy of something about logic. Ma-relate siya diri, no, sa atong lesson this afternoon, but in a mathematical way. We have also another mathematicians who made a contribution about logic. We have Augustus De Morgan at saka si George Boole. And we have George Boole. George Boole, English mathematician. He is an English mathematician who helped establish the modern symbolic logic, which is what we call the Boolean algebra. He published books, no, such as the Mathematical Analysis of Logic and also the Investigation of Laws of Thought. And another, we have the Pure Mathematics, no, which was discovered by Bertrand Russell. Now, what is propositional logic? What is propositional logic? So propositional logic is a mathematical system of reasoning about propositions and how they relate to one another. Before we will proceed to our discussion about statements, no, let's recall your elementary lesson. Elementary, di ba na lesson? I do hope naka-recall mo ano na lesson pang elementary. Declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. I do hope ma-remember niyo siya. Every language contains different types of sentences. Yung pang elementary na lesson, yung the different types of sentences. We have statements, a declarative sentence, a question sentence, we have an interrogative sentence, We have also command, which is imperative, and exclamatory. So let me give you an example for question. We have here is the test today. So that is an interrogative sentences. For command, go get the newspaper. That's imperative. For opinion, this is a nice car. And for the statement of the fact, it is the capital of province of Davao del Sur. Take note that the symbolic logic that Bull was referring to applies only to sentences that are statements. Again, take note of this one. Symbolic logic that Bull was referring to applies only to sentences that are statements. So questions, commands, no, they are not called as statements according to Bull. Again, questions, commands, they are not statements, no, according to Boolean algebra. So let me introduce to you what is a statement. Statement is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. Again, statement is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both true or false. Or should I say not both? Let's have here an example. Identify statements. I mentioned earlier, we have interrogative statements, we have declarative sentence, we have imperative and exclamatory. So for item number one, Davao City is the largest city in the Philippines in terms of the land area. That is an example of declarative sentence. Diba? Declarative siya. Where are you going is an example of a question, and that is interrogative. 9 raised to 9 plus 2 is a prime number, and that is a declarative sentence. Also, x plus 3 is equal to 8, or the sum of a number and 3 is 8. That is also a declarative sentence. And lastly, open the door. So that is a command that is imperative. So yun na, please review your lesson. No? I mean, pag elementary na lesson, interrogative, imperative, sila exclamatory. Yung na-mention ko, exclamatory, interrogative, at saka yung imperative, they are not statements. Again, they are not statements. Wait lang ha, wait lang dito klaro ang audio. Mag-airpods ako ha, wait lang. How about this one? Better na ba yung audio ko? Kasi yan, may concern kasi hindi daw clear yung audio. How about this one? Okay lang ba? Marinig na ko or hindi na siya putol-putol? Okay. Sige, let's continue our discussion. We have two statements, no? A simple statement at saka a compound statement. So when we say simple statement, it's a statement that conveys a single idea. Simple, isa lang. Isa lang. Again, single idea. Meanwhile, compound statement is a statement that conveys two or more ideas. Kumbaga pa, compound statement consists of two or more simple statements. Again, compound statement consists of two or more simple statement. I-combine siya using connectives. Kaya nga, it is mentioned here, it is being mentioned here in the PowerPoint that it is composed of two simple statements, two or more simple statements, and it uses connectives such as and, or, if, then, and, if, and only if. So para ma-combine daw mo yung dalawang simple statement to form a compound statement, you can use these connectives. Ito, and, or, if, then, and, if, and only if. So George Boole used these variables, PQRS, to represent statements and symbols. This is the symbol for negation. This is the symbol for and. This is a symbol for or. This is the symbol for if then and if and only if to represent connectives. So let me present to you a table. This one. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Yung symbol na to, ito siya, that is being used for negation. Itong symbol na to, that is and. That's equivalent to connective and. Ito naman siya, that is or. Ito namang arrow lang, isa lang, no? That's if then. And pag ano silang dalawa ito, it's if and only if. Now, this kind of statement is what we call a negation statement. And this, the and here, no, itong and na to, the symbol is ito. Parang inverted siya na V, no? Parang inverted na V. And that is conjunction. Please take note na conjunction yan. Then, itong or naman, the symbol is yung B, para siyang B, and that is disjunction. If yung statement mo contains if then, no, again, if yung statement mo contains if then, that is conditional statement. And if your statement contains if and only if, that is a biconditional statement. So please have a copy of this one, this table. Kasi this is very important in our discussion this day. Next, I hope na picture niyo siya. But don't you worry, the PowerPoint will be posted sa ating chat. Nothing to worry. Now, let's have this one. Truth, value, and truth tables. Again, truth, value, and truth table. The truth value of a simple statement is either true or false. Take note, the truth value of a simple statement is either true or false. Dili siya pwede dalawa. Dapat isa lang talaga. It's either true or that statement is false. The truth value of a compound statement depends on the truth values of its simple statements and its connectives. So, di ba, just like I've mentioned kanina, that compound statements contain two or more simple statements. Then, sa compound statement, there is a connective being used to combine or to connect the simple statement. So, to identify, to determine the truth value of a compound statement, magdepende siya sa rule, magdepende siya sa connective na ginamit, at saka magdepende siya sa simple statement. Next, a truth table is a table that shows the truth value of a compound statement for all possible truth values of its simple statements. Class, this truth table is your guide. Okay? Itong truth table kasi yung apat kanina, yung conjunction, disjunction, conditional, and biconditional, these statements, they have its own corresponding truth table. And that truth table will serve as a guide for us to determine whether that statement is true or false. Siya yung magbibigay sa atin ng idea or truth. Kung true ba yun siya or false ba yun siya. And don't you worry because I will be presenting the truth tables of each statement. Now, let's have first the negation. Okay? Let's discuss first negation. Take note, negation is always the opposite of the given statement. Okay? For example, guwapak ko. Basta may negation ana be. Sige, kamo daw be. Guwapak ko. Basta may negation ana. Ang negation, dili ko guwapa. Kumalik siya. The negation always contradicts your statement. Again, the negation always contradicts your statement. So parehaan ni number 1. Bill Gates has a yacht. So what will be the negation statement for this? What will be the negation statement for this? Sige daw, kindly chat your answer para maka-learn mo. Kindly chat your answer. Okay, that's correct, no? That's correct. The negation statement we have, Bill Gates does not have that. That's correct. Very good. How about number 2? Number 2, Avatar was selected as Best Picture at the 82nd Academy Award ceremony. What will be the negation? Okay, very good. Okay. So the negation statement, Avatar is not selected. So negation kumbaga is just the opposite. Okay? Kanina I gave you an example, anak ko gwapa ko. So the negation of that one is dili ko gwapa. And lastly, for item number 3, what could be the negation statement? Okay, very good. Very good. Our example number 3, the fire engine is not red. So the negation statement of that one, di ba? I mentioned it always contradicts, no? Baliktad siya, kabaliktaran kumbaga, opposite. So that means the fire engine is red. So ganyan ang negation. Sige daw, how about this one? Let's have a practice test before identifying the truth table of 4 states. So that you need to have this one. This is your guide. Okay. Let's have this one. Write the following compound statements in symbolic form. So ito yung statement, i-convert mo siya into symbolic form. Again, yan yung statement, convert mo siya into symbolic form. And let me give you an example, no, as a guide. Today is Friday. What is this? What letter is this? Today is Friday. That's letter T. And what is the connective being used? The connective being used is and. Diba? And what is the symbol for and? The symbol for and is yung inverted na V. Recall mo, the symbol for and is the inverted na V. Ito. And take note, the last statement, it's raining. Okay? It is raining, it's letter Q. It's letter Q. Sige. Now, I want you to chat your answer starting items number 2 to 7. Again, I want you to chat your answer starting items 2 to number 7. Sige, practice mo kay naingana sa inyong quiz. Again, pag-practice mo kay naingana sa inyong quiz, even your exam. Okay, practice. Okay, let me check your answer. Ay, wala pa dahil, sorry, wala pa dahil. I will give you enough time to, I will give you enough time to convert this compound statements to symbol. Okay? Sige, I will give you enough time. Okay, and now I'm back. So let's answer number two. Number two is the first statement is it is not raining. However, based on the based on these simple statements given here, ang nakalagay it is raining. Yeah, it is not man siya. So, di ba opposite siya, opposite. And it is raining is Q, and based on the item number two, it is not raining. So we need to put a negation symbol. We need to put a negation symbol. Yan. And then the connective used here is and. So inverted na V. And I am going to a movie. And that is R. That's the answer for item number two. And let's have number three. I am going to the basketball game. So ang number three, I'm going to the basketball game. Pero dito sa problem, I am not going. So it's a negation. Diba? It's a negation, kabaliktaran. Then S. Sorry, pangit yung negation, no? Then the connective use is or. The connective use is or. So it's V. Then I am going to a movie and that's or. That's the answer for number three. And for number five is an if-then statement. Again, number five is an if-then statement. And I mentioned earlier that an if-then statement, that is a conditional statement. Again, number four is an if-then statement. And I mentioned kanina na pag if-then statement, ang tawag is a conditional statement. So if it is raining, that's letter Q. Then, I am not going to the basketball game, and that is S. So, ito yung sagot natin for item number 4. Number 5, I am going to the basketball game, and I am not going to a movie. So, number 5, it's negation of S, and ang ginamit na connective, so ganito, and negation of are. Again, number 5 is yan yung sagot. Negation of S, then and, at saka negation of R. Now, number 5, you can transform this one applying De Morgan's law. Ang tawag nga is De Morgan's law. Applying De Morgan's law, you can have this statement. Parehas lang ito at saka ito. Again, parehas lang ito at saka ito. Pero gusto mo mas safe na sagot, ito. Okay? Kung gusto mo mas safe, ito siya. But this one, this is applying De Morgan's law. Ano spelling of De Morgan? Search nyo yun siya, De Morgan's law sa logic, sa internet. And for item number 6, yeah, number 6 is a biconditional. Again, number 6 is a biconditional statement. Sir, paano mo nasabi na ang item number 6 is a biconditional? Because from the connective being used, di ba, if and only if. Ano yung if and only if? That is a biconditional statement. So, I am going to a movie, that's R, if and only if it is raining, and that is Q. And lastly, if today is Friday, and that is P, then I am not going to a movie. So it's negation of R. So that's the answer, no, for items number 2 and 7. So please take note of these answers. So para ma-practice mo. Okay, and if ever naamoy mali, you can recheck. Okay, if you have question, you can ask me right now. Don't be shy to ask questions. Questions or clarifications, you can chat or raise right now. Okay, sir. What do you mean by hindi statements? Katong sila declarative, katong sila interrogative, yun ba? Yung ano lang yun siya, yung binanggit ko kanina is identifying lang yun siya. Yeah, it's just a review. Again, it's just a review about the different types of sentences. Yun lang. Parang review lang yun siya, kumbaga. So, para ma-recall ninyo ba, what are those sentences? Kasi related kasi sa ating lesson, no? Kasi statements are considered as sentences. Relate ko lang siya sa previous lesson niyo during elementary about the topic. Basta questions that are okay. Paano siya malaman if hindi siya statement? If okay, the first condition is it's imperative siya. Okay, it's imperative statement, no? It's an imperative statement. Second, exclamatory sentence. Again hindi siya statement pag imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. That's what we have discussed kanina. And another situation is ito. If both statements can be answered true or false. I mean, pwede siya true, pwede siya false. Kanang wala gan i-fix na answer. Wala i-fix na answer. Hindi siya matawag na statement. That's according to Boole. And if hindi po complete sentence, that's another case, no? Pag hindi complete sentence, di ba siguro na murag, in our lesson, statements should be complete sentence. Yeah, statements should be a complete sentence. That's according to English, no? According to English, a statement should be a complete sentence dapat. So nothing to worry. I think you already know how to determine a complete sentence siguro. Yeah, you can always relate our lesson to English. Sige. And now siya answer the direct. So, answer pa. Now, I want you to chat your answer. Ay, oh my God. Sige. I want you to chat your answer about item number 1. Again, kindly chat your answer. about our first problem. So baliktad siya, no? Kanina, from statements to symbolic. Again, yung kanina, from statements to symbolic. Now, this time, binaliktad ko from symbolic to statements. So, this is your guide. Again, this is your guide. And so, I want you to check your answer. Number 1, this one. You can chat your answer in the chat box para ma-practice kayo, no? Better talaga pag kung mag-participate mo para mas mo recall ang lesson. Okay? That's correct. Sabi ng classmates ninyo, all men are created equal and I am not trading places. So bakit I am not trading places? Because of the process of the negation. Diba? Our T is I am trading places. So ang nakalagay dito is negation of T. So you are going to transform your statement to its opposite, no? Opposite point of view, like I am not trading places. That's that negation. So the answer for this this item, all men are created equal and I am not trading places. How about number 2? Again, how about number 2? Kindly type your answer. Okay, sorry for the interruption. No? May call dito sa Discord. Anyways, let's have number 2. Number 2, A, no? Ang A is I get Ab's place. Then, this is a connective. Anong connective ito? Very good. This is a connective OR. Ano yung statement na OR? OR is a conjunction or disjunction. Ano yung OR? Disjunction or conjunction? OR is, very good, OR is disjunction. Si and ang conjunction. Huwag niyo siyang kalimutan ha. Si and ang conjunction, si or ang disjunction. So, thank you. So, the statement for item number 2 is, I get Ab's place or I am not trading places. How about item number 3? Easy lang, no? Basic lang kaayo. Don't you worry, parang ganito lang din sa quiz ninyo. Item number 3, kindly answer. Okay, number 3 is a conditional statement. Again, number 3 is a conditional statement because of the presence of this symbol. Conditional statement ito because of this symbol. Okay, very good. That's correct, no? If all men are created equal, then I am trading places. Very good. That's correct. If all men are created equal, then I am trading places. Basic pa ni siya, no? Kaysa siya. It's a compound statement to a combination pa of combination of two statements. And last example before we will proceed to sa difficult na situation. And TG. TG, familiar ang TG. Telegram. Anyway, yeah. TG, what's the statement? Okay, very good. I am trading places if and only if I get George's place. Number 4 is an example of a biconditional statement because of this symbol. Okay, it's a biconditional statement. That means in order for us to combine the two statements T and G, we are going to use the connective if and only if. So the whole statement we have, I am trading places if and only if I get George's place. Now, para matest ang inyong ano. Okay, let's have this one. Okay, medyo sayo to man tong example natin. Let's have this one, a combination. So, compound statements and grouping symbols. Take note of this one. If compound statement is written in symbolic form, then parentheses are used to indicate which simple statements are grouped together. Okay? Di ba yung based on our previous examples, we only use two statements to connect, di ba? Two statements na siya. It's still a compound statement, kaya two man siya. Now, what if there are two or more or three or more statements in you are going to combine three or more statements using connectives. Paano mo siya i-combine? Paano mo siya i-transform? So if a compound statement is written in symbolic form, parentheses are used to indicate which simple statements are together. Parehaan eh. Kani ang naka-group together because of the parentheses. Kani ang naka-group together. Kani ang naka-group together because of the presence of the parentheses. What if the symbolic statement, what if the statement is written in English sentence? Again, what if the statement in symbolic form are being transformed or being written as an English sentence? Take note, the simple statements that appear together in the parentheses in the symbolic form will be on the same side. Again, take note of this one. The simple statements that are appear together in parentheses in the symbolic form will all be on the same side of the comma. So the presence of the comma helps you separate the idea of the other statements. Kailangan niyo siya lagyan ng comma. Again, kailangan niyo siya lagyan ng comma para matama ang inyong translation. Kagaya nito, P and Q or not R. If I am going to transform this one into symbolic, di ba? Pag symbolic yan siya, P and tapos group ang Q, di ba? Nakaana siya. Take note of this one, naka-group siya. Naka-group. Ito, kani ang naka-group. Kani ang naka-group. Daman ang kama. So, P and Q, naka-group siya. Then, or R. Yan. Ito naman, ito yung comma. If P and not Q, so this is P and not Q. Okay, sorry, anak pala. Sorry, anak, then not Q. Then arrow, then R or S. R or S. No? Ganyan ang kanyang translation. Kaya nga, sa yun pong atong examples kanina, kaduha lang. So ito, tatlo na. 3 or more statements combined together to form a one statement. So, saan siya? And you need to consider the parentheses, and comma. Parentheses for the symbol, comma for the sentence, English sentence. Again, parentheses for the symbol, symbolic form, and comma for the English sentence. And para ma-practice mo, ani, let me give you an example. This one. Again, let me give you an example and kindly chat your answer. Para ma-practice mo, kindly answer this one. Go. Kindly chat your answer to chat box. Kindly analyze.
Kindly answer letter B also. Huh? Again, kindly answer letter B also. Okay, let's check your answers. Let's check your answers. We have letter A. The answer is, ang T is you get a promotion. Ang Q, you complete the training, and R is you will receive bonus. So the answer for letter A we have here. If you get a promotion and you complete the training, comma, then you will receive e bonus. That's the answer for letter A. How about letter B? Ang letter B kay if pa rin, no? B is it's a conditional statement. So if you do not complete the training, that's negation of Q, then you will not get a promotion and you will not receive a bonus. So puro negation siya. Again, puro negation. Una, if you do not complete the training, so that's negation. Negation of Q. Then if then man, then you will not get a promotion, and that's negation of P. And the connective use is and. So, ganito. You will not receive a bonus. Negation of RO. So, the answer for letter B is ito. Lagyan natin ng parentheses to specify that we are grouped together. Question? Question? I think, yeah, wala question. Sige. Let's proceed to this one. Take note of this one. The use of parentheses in symbol statement may affect the meaning of the statement. Again, importante ang parentheses. So dapat proper. Proper talaga yung pag ng parentheses ninyo. So just like this one, it indicates it is not true that P or Q, or it's not true that P or Q. Ito naman, not P or Q. So ito sila magkaiba. Ito merong parentheses, ito walang parentheses. So dito, yung parentheses yung P at saka yung Q mo naka-group as one. So, si P lang yung naka-negation. Okay? So the importance of parentheses is very crucial, especially in the symbolic statement. I think this will be the last part of our discussion. Again, this will be the last part of our discussion. So let me present to you the truth values of a conjunction, disjunction, and conditional and biconditional. Again, let me present to you the truth tables for conjunction, disjunction, conditional, and biconditional. Class, the format of this table is standard, or should I say fixed na. Naka-fixed na siya nga table. Baka magtaka kayo ba, paano nakuha itong true, true, false, 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 true, false, ganito. That is based on the book of George Bull. Again, nananasa sa libro ni George Bull, fixed na siya. Now, take note of this one. The conjunction P or Q is true if and only if both P and Q are true. Kumbaga pa, maging true lang yung conjunction mo, maging true lang yung truth value ng conjunction mo if both statements P and Q are true. Tingnan nyo ang table. Kung true daw ang P, then kung true ang Q, then conjunction siya, conjunction, that means the whole statement is true. Another. This one. Kung ang P is true, kung ang Q is false, the whole statement is false. Another. Kung ang F is false, kung ang Q is true, the whole statement is false. And lastly, if both statements are false, automatically the whole statement is false. Let me give you an example to this. Wait lang. 2 is even and 3 is prime. Example, 2 is even and 3 is prime. Of course, this statement is an example of conjunction because the corrective used here is the word and yung ginamit natin. Let's assume this is your P. And let's assume this is your Q. Now, 2 is even, true or false? 2 is even, true or false? Or wala mo kabalo sa even or add. Again, 2 is even, that is true. 3 is a prime. 3 is a prime, true or false? True. So, the whole statement is true. Again, the whole statement is true. According to the truth table, maging true lang yung whole statement mo if both statements are true. Kagaya nito. True to. Another example, last example. Ito. Negative 5 squared is 25 and square root of 4 is 2. Of course, this is an example of conjunction pa rin because of the symbol or connective used here na and. This one, let's assume this is P and this is Q. Is it true or false? Negative 5 squared is 25. True or false? Very good. This is false. This is false. How about this one? Square root of 4 is 2. True or false? That's correct. It's true. Now, from the truth table, kung ang P is false, kung ang Q is true, the whole statement is false. That means negative 5 is 25 and square root of 4 is 2 is a false statement. Again, that statement as a whole is false. Okay? So, ito lang yung i-take note niyo for conjunction. Again, ito lang yung i-take note niyo for conjunction. Maging true lang siya if both P and Q are true. Or both statements are true. Then, if meron sa kanilang isang false, automatically becomes false. Next, let's proceed to the truth value of, wait lang pala, I forgot this one. Sometimes the word but is used in place the connective and. Again, may mga cases na ang ginagamit na word is but instead of and. Again, may mga cases, again na ang ginamit is but, no, hindi and. So it's just the same rule pa din. Just like this example, I ride my bike to school, but I ride the bus to work. So it is the same as I ride my bike to school and I ride the bus to work. So same rule lang po ang but at saka yung and. Next. How about disjunction? Kaya tapos na tayo sa conjunction. How about disjunction? The disjunction P or Q is true if P is true, Q is true, or both P and Q are true. Sa disjunction, dali ra pod kay memorize ang disjunction. Kabaliktaran lang ang disjunction o conjunction ha. Kung sa conjunction, maging true ang statements if both P and Q are true. Sa disjunction, maging false ang whole statement if both statements are false. Pero kung na-true, no, I mean, kung na-true is it's either si P or si Q. Kung na-true sa ilaha, automatically the whole statement becomes true. Again, kahit false yung isa, as long as yung true sa kanilang dalawa, automatically the whole statement is true. Let me give you an example. Paano ito basahin? Kindly transform this one into symbolic or statement. Kindly transform this one into statement. This is ulangan. This is 5 is greater than or equal to 2. Diba? 5 is greater than or equal to 2. Now, sir, is this an example of disjunction? Disjunction pa ba nga example? The answer is yes. Disjunction pa rin siya na example. It's because the connective use is or. The connective use here is or. However, kailangan natin i-determine whether this statement is true or false. 5 is greater than or equal to 2. True ba siya or false? The answer is what? True. Very good. True. Sir, bakit true? Applying the truth value. Bakit siya laging true applying the truth value? Diba, ang unang statement is 5 is greater than 2. True or false? 5 is greater than 2. True or false? It's true. The second statement is 5 is equal to 2. Again, 5 is equal to 2. True or false? It's false. Applying the truth table, the whole statement is true. Because, di ba? Kung ang P daw nimo is true, then ang Q nimo is false, the whole statement is true. So this problem, this given na equation, I mean inequality, 5 is greater than or equal to 2 is true. Okay? How about this one? What's the answer of this one? What's the truth value of this one? Negative 8 is less than or equal to 4. I mean, sorry. Yeah. How about that one? Okay, very good. True pa din siya. Again, true pa rin siya. Now, negative 8 is less than 4 is true. Tama, di ba? Negative 8 is less than 4 is true. Negative 8 is equal to 4 is false. Then, true, false, no? That means the whole statement is true. Okay, the whole statement is true. The truth value for disjunction. Next, let's proceed to conditional. Sa conditional, isa lang ang false dire. Again, ang conditional, isa lang ang false dire. Sir, paano man yan siya, sir, ang conditional? Paano maging false yan siya? Dito lang. Pag yung P daw mo is true, then yung Q mo is false, false na siya. Again, pag yung P mo is true, ang Q mo is false, false na siya. Let me give you an example. Ay, mali. Wait lang. Let me give you an example to this. If 5 is greater than 3, then 2 plus 8 is equal to 9. Do you think the truth value of this one? This statement as a whole. What will the value? True or false? If 5 is greater than 3, then 2 plus 8 is 9. 5 is greater than 3 is true. Diba? 5 is greater than 3 is true. Ito, 2 plus 8 is 9. That's false. Again, 2 plus 8 is 9 is false. That means the whole statement is false. The whole statement is false. Now, how about this one? Another example para mas maintindihan ninyo. If 3 is a negative number, sorry ha, if pangit kaya akong sulat ng kay mouse lang akong gamit, no? If 3 is a negative number, wait, bating jud kayo sa class. If 3 is a negative number, then 5 is greater than 7. Ito, if 3 is a negative number, then 5 is greater than 7. What will be the truth value of the whole statement? This is true or false? By the way, 3 is a negative number. True or false? 3 is a negative number. It's true or false? The answer is false. Diba? 3 is not a negative number. So 3 is a negative number. That's false. How about 5 is greater than 7? 5 is greater than 7. True or false? Very good. It's false. Now, sir, false yung P, false din yung Q. Diba? False yung P, false din yung Q. What will be the truth value of the whole statement? The answer is true. Very good. The whole statement is true. Applying the truth table. Again, ha? The whole statement is true, applying the truth table. So that's the truth value of conditional. Again, that's the truth value of conditional. Class, i-take note niyo na siya kinaingana sa inyong activity. Your activity will be by groups, no? Your activity will be by groups. I will give the activity next tomorrow. Naingana yung activity. Next, last truth value, we have the biconditional. Again, biconditional. Again ha, the last is biconditional. Ang biconditional, dalawang true, dalawang false. It was stated here that if both P and Q are true, both P and Q are false. So, maging true yung whole statement. Again, in biconditional, maging true yung whole statement mo if both P and Q are true or both P and Q are false. Tingnan nyo ang table. P is true, Q is true, the answer is true. F is true, P is false, Q is false, the whole statement is true. Let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. Wait lang, batiag-agin ako eh. Sige. Kani, please take this one. Ito. X plus 4 is 7 if and only if X is 3. Hala sir, lahi lang gina siya sir, no? Yes. Kasi, kanidere, ito at saka ito, I mean, connected sila. Connected sila, no? Dapat connected sila. But if you are going to understand the whole statement, again, if you're going to understand the whole statement, kailan ba ito maging equal? Kailan ito maging equal? If X is 3. Di ba? If X din, kung isolve mo ni siya class, again, class ha, kung isolve mo siya, find the X of this one. The X is 3. So dito, the problem is X is 3. And dito, X is also 3. So this, true, that means the whole statement becomes true. So ang biconditional medyo tricky. Again na, ang biconditional medyo tricky siya. Because kung ano yung value mo dito, dito na part, dito sa Q mo na part, no? Related lang sila. I mean, your P and Q is related. Again, your P and Q is related. Let me give you another example. If X squared is equal to 36, if and only if X is 6. Ano medyo tricky ni siya na question. Medyo tricky siya na question. If X squared is 36, if and only if X is 6. Kindly solve this X muna. Kindly solve the X. What could be the possible value of X here? Again, what could be the possible value of X here? Itong X squared is 36. There are two possible values of X. Right, di ba? There are two possible values of X. We have X is 6 and X is negative 6. Now, that means, kung X mo dito is negative 6, di ba? Take note ha, if and only if X is 6. Pwede pa siya. Kung ang X mo dito is 6, which is, 6 squared is 36, the statement becomes true. What if your X is negative 6? What if your X is negative 6? Di ba? Dili sila equal. Tama? Dili sila equal. Again, considering this one, considering X is negative 6, dili sila equal, that means the whole statement is false. Because of this negative 6. Again, kung ang X mo is 6, okay lang. But you have another value of X kasi. Again, you have another value of X which is negative 6. So in that case, the whole statement becomes false. False naman dire, true naman po dire. So the whole statement becomes false because meron isang false dito. Again, the whole statement becomes false kasi meron isang false dyan. X is negative 6, which is not equal to X is 6. To tell you honestly, medyo tricky. Tricky ang biconditional. Medyo tricky ang biconditional. So, i-study nyo na lang siya. Okay, before we will end, let me, share with you this one. Kindly identify true or false. Again, kindly identify true or false. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Kindly chat your answers. Again, number 1, number 2, number 3, kindly chat your answers. Okay, so let's answer. Number 1, 7 is greater than or equal to 5. 7 is greater than, by the way, what kind of statement is that? Conjunction or disjunction? Number 1, conjunction or disjunction? That's disjunction because or man. Okay, or ang ginamit hindi and. And is conjunction or is disjunction. Now, number 1, 7 is greater than 5. That's true. 7 is equal to 5. That's false. According to the rule of truth value of disjunction, as long as merong isang true, true na siya. So, number 1, the answer is true. Number 2, 5 is a whole number. True. Again, 5 is a whole number. True. And ang ginamit. And, that's conjunction. Again, and ang ginamit, and that's conjunction. However, 5 is an even number. True or false? Di ba false ito? 5 is not an even number. Again, 5 is not an even number. So, this is conjunction. True, false. That means number 2 is false. Again, number 2 is false. Lastly, number 3, 2 is a prime number. That's true. 2 is a prime number. When we see prime number, the factor is 1 and itself. Again, when we see prime number, the factor is 1 and itself. So 2 is a prime number. And also, 2 is an even number. That is true. 2 is an even number. The connective use is and. The connective is and. So, true and true, the whole statement is true. Okay, do you have any questions before we will end? Again, do you have any questions before we will end? Tomorrow, we will continue our discussion. No? Ito yung discussion natin bukas. Again, ito yung discussion natin bukas. Ito, construct a table. Ito na yung mga discussion natin bukas. Yan. Sir, paano yan siya gagawin sa construct a table? Don't you worry because tuturuan ko kayo bukas niyan. Ito yung possible na mangyayari bukas. Let me present to you the example of what we did no sa aking section. Saan na yun siya? Hanapin mo na ha. Logic. Inawala. Okay. Ganito yung gagawin natin bukas, class, para aware kayo sa possible na mangyayari. Okay na? Kasi may ganito sa inyong activity, no? At saka sa inyong quiz. Let me share it to you. Ito yung mangyayari bukas. Mali. Here. Ito yung problem, class. Okay? Gagawa daw kayo ng table. Ito. Gagawa kayo ng table no based on this one. And you are going to identify from this statement, di ba? Ito yung statement. Ito, statement yan siya, di ba? Statement yan. From this statement, given yung P na true, at saka yung Q is false, what will be the truth value of the statement? Again, from this statement, given the P is true and Q is false, what will be the truth value? So, ang sagot na namin dito is true. Sir, paano mo na-identify na true yan siya? So, gagawa kayo ng table na ganito. Yes, ganito yung ginawa namin. Sir, paano yan siya? Paano yan siya gawin? Don't you worry, I will guide you. Okay, i-guide ko kayo. And we will use the truth tables I presented kanina. Yung 4, okay? We will use the truth tables na i-present ko kanina yung 4. And yeah, another example is this. Another example is this. And yeah, and so on and so forth. So yan yung mangyayari bukas. Yan yung ganap natin bukas. So I do hope mag-study po mo no because I know next week pala yung quiz ninyo. Next week ang quiz ninyo at saka yung activity ninyo. Again, next week pa yung quiz at saka activity ninyo. So since we don't